Hi besties, welcome back to the channel. This is So with Somi. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I made this fitted palazzo trouser. Look at how the back looks, and this is how the side looks. And on the front, the crouch is sitting properly, and you can easily raise your legs. It is that fitted. So if you want to know how I achieved this, do not skip any part, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So for this tutorial, this is the pattern paper I am working with. So I'll just measure so that you guys will see the length of the pattern paper I have here. So I've marked out my starting line. From there I placed my tape. The length I have here is 40 inches, but I will be extending it while cutting on the fabric. Now the next thing I'm going to do now is, from that starting line, I'm going to take off 1.5 inches for my band. Then after that, I'll take my hip point. So to get your hip point, just like the picture is showing here, measure from your waist to the largest part of your hip. Whatever measurement you have here will be your hip point. Now for the crouch, just like the picture above, sit on a seat, then place your tape from your waist to wherever the tape stops on the seat. That is your crouch line. So that is what I have marked here, and I'm going to rule out my lines. So after ruling out, I'll label this is my hip point and my crouch. Now the last thing I'm going to do now is I'll take my knee. So minusing my 1.5 inches for band, I'll be coming down 20 inches. So my knee point is 21 inches. I wanted you to just come up a little bit, so I used 20 inches. So measure from your waist to your knee point, then mark that out. Now this is the knee. So I'm going to come down on the crotch line by 3 inches. So this 3 inches will be my tie line. So if you're on the bigger side or you're making it for a bigger client, you use 4 inches or 4.5 depending on the size of the person you're working. So for mine, I came down 3 inches below the crotch line for my tie line. So I'll label it tie line, and we are done with this. So the next thing now is to impute our measurement. So now the starting line now is serving as my waistline. On that line now, I'm going to divide my round hip by 4, then I'll add 1 inch for stitching allowance. So my round hip is 40 divided by 4 will give you 10. I added 1 inch to that, making it 11. So I marked 11 on the waistline. Then I came to the hip line, I marked the same 11 inches. Now on the crotch line, I will do the same thing. I'll be marking 11 inches. Now I'll connect the three of them together. So now this is what we have. So the next thing is, on the crouch line, I'll be dividing my hip by 16, whatever that gives me. So my hip divided by 16 will give me 2.5. That is for my crouch extension. Then on the side, I came up by 1 inch. I'll be connecting from the hip point to meet the 2.5 inches I marked. So for my crouch extension, I divided my round hip by 16. Now from the crouch line, I'll go in by 1.3 inches. So this will help my crouch to sit perfectly at the front. So that new line now will be serving as our waistline. But before that, let's take our waist measurement. So from the new line, from the 1.3 inches we went in, that is where we're taking our waist measurement. So my waist is 28 divided by 4 will give you 7 inches. Then I added 1 inch to that, making it 8 inches, and I'll connect to the hip point. Now this is what we have. So coming to the crotch line now, I'll divide what I have on the crotch line. I'll measure and I'll get the center of that, and I'll mark. So I'll measure it to see what it gives me. Now I'll take that measurement all the way down to the full length. So divide what you have on the crouch line, then get the middle of that. So whatever you have there, take the measurements all the way down to the full length of your pattern. After getting that, I'll connect all of them together. Now this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'll come to the tie line. I'll divide my round tie by 2. So my tie line is 24. Now 24 divided by 2 will give you 12. So that 12 now I'll divide it by 2 again. So I'll be marking 6 inches on both sides of the center line. Then I'll connect from the hip point to meet the 6 inches. Then I'll connect from the crouch line to meet the other 6 inches. Now I'll come to the knee line. My knee line divided by 2 give me 20. So I'll be marking from the center line. I'll mark in 5 inches on the left side and 5 inches on the right side. making it 10. Then I added extra 1 inch to that for ease. Then I'll connect from the tie line to the 5 inches on the right, and from the cross line to the 5 inches on the left side. So whatever measurement I have on the day line, which is which will be 5.5 inches, because I added half an inch allowance. So I'll transfer it down to the full length of the pants. So if you want your full length to be wider, this is where you increase it. So but I just transferred what I have on the nail line straight down to the full length of the pattern, and I'll connect the points together. Now this is all for this pattern, so we are basically done drafting this out. So what we have to do is just to cut out. So guys, if you have watched up to this point and you have not liked any of my videos and you've not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? You can like my videos, subscribe to the channel, and if you have questions, you're always free to ask me on the comment section, and you can equally send me messages at so with so me on Instagram. So guys, please help your besties, like my video, gives me a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. So after cutting the front pattern, this is what we have. We are going to use this to cut out the back pattern. Now for the back, I've placed the front on another pattern, and at the upper part I have space there. Now what I'm going to do now, the same 2.5 inches I used for the front piece, that is what I'm using for the back piece too. So if you're working with a bigger client, lose 3 inches on 4 inches depending on how big your client is. Now from that crotch extension, I'll come down half an inch below it. This will help your crotch for the back to sit perfectly. Now on the waistline, I went in by 2 inches. On that 2 inches point, I went up by 1 inch. This is for my back to sit well. Now from the waistline, I went in by that 2 inches. That 2 inches I went in on the waistline, I'll be placing it on the side of the trouser. Now I'll come to the hip line, I'll mark the same 2 inches. On the crotch line, I'll mark the same 2 inches. I hope you guys understand this, and I will connect. Now I'm going to roll it out this way. This is our new waistline. So now from that 1 inch I went up, I'll be connecting it to the new waistline. This 1 inch I went up will help your back to sit well. Now we are done. So what I'm going to do now, I'll come to the nail line, I'll mark 1 inch. I'll come to the tie line, I marked 1 inch. On the nail line, I marked 1 inch. Now I'll be marking 1 inch all the way down to the full length. So this is the allowance I'm adding, the stitching allowance I'm adding for the side, and I'll connect all of them together. So this is what I have. So now I'll just raise up the front pattern and curve out my crouch line. So I'll use the dotting method. Just watch how I am connecting. So we're connecting it to the half inch we have below the cross line this way. See it. Now I'm just going to connect all of them together. Now this is what we have. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'll mark the length of my zipper allowance, and I used 8 inches. So I'm using 1 inch for the zipper allowance. The length is 8 inches, and the allowance for the zipper allowance for the zip is 1 inch. So initially I wanted to use my ruler to connect, but it was not giving me what I wanted. So you see, I tried here, it wasn't connecting. I decided to use my hands. Now this is all for this pattern. So from that half inch, I'll just curve it in into the pattern this way. We are not adding any allowance more, and this is all for this pattern. So we are basically done with this pattern. Now the next thing we are going to do now is just to cut out all the excess we have. So guys, like I said, if you have not subscribed to this channel, you're missing a whole lot, because your bestie is coming with so many amazing tutorials. So if you don't want to miss any of them, hit on that subscribe button and encourage me by liking my videos and commenting on my videos, and you can equally recommend my videos to your friend. It helps more people to see my videos. And thank you guys so much for all your support. I do not take it for granted. May God bless you. May God bless all of you for me. Honestly, I love you guys so much. Now this is what we have for the pattern. We are basically done drafting, but now on the front pattern, I'll be coming down on the crotch line by half an inch, and I'll connect it to the waistline. So remember that we went up on the waistline by 1 inch on the back. Now on the front we are coming down by half an inch. This will help your waistband to sit perfectly on your front. So trim that out, and we're basically done with drafting out this trouser pattern. So all we have to do now is just to use it and go cut out on our fabric. So this is what the pattern looks like. So we're going to use it and cut out on our fabric. So here I've cut out my back pattern. This is what I have. I'll just take out the pins. I'll take it to the machine, and I'll close the crouch line by half an inch. So I'll keep that aside. I'll get my front piece. So I've equally cut out the front, and I'll take out the pins. I'll take them to the machine and close the crotch by half an inch and bring it back to show you. So here I've closed the back. This is what the back is looking like. We have just the zipper allowance open. Now I'm equally going to get the front. I've equally closed the crotch for the front. So I'm going to place them right side facing each other. So this is a fitted pant. It doesn't have a pocket. So if you want to add a pocket, it is your choice. So but mine does not have a pocket. So I'll place them right side facing each other, and I'll stitch with 1 inch on both sides. So after sewing one side, I'll take it to the other side, and I equally stitch with 1 inch and bring it back to show you what I have. So here I'm done stitching. The next thing is to close the crouch. I'll place the crouch lines together this way. I'll arrange them, and I'll take them to the machine. I'll be closing the sides with 1 inch. So I'll close, and I'll bring back to show you what we have. Now after closing, this is what I have. This is what everything looks like. The next thing is take the measurement of your on the waistline, then cut out your band. So I've done that. This is my band, and the width of the band I'm working with is 2 inches. Remember it was 1.5 inches. I added half inch to that for stitching. So I'll place it on the trouser this way, and I'll go stitch it all around using half an inch. So I'll do that, and I'll bring it back to show you what we have. So after stitching the trouser down, this is what we have, and I've equally added my zip. So if I turn it to the back side, you notice that I equally added my zip. So guys, this is all for this tutorial. So thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and on your post notification button so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.